So, I am back with Aiden Aslan, and Aiden is being held in the Donetsk People's Republic. Aiden, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better, I suppose. It's good to be able to speak to you again.
It's good to speak to you too. I put your I put your last phone call online, and it was actually pretty popular. I was surprised at how many people had actually responded. So I had a couple of things that I wanted to clarify with you.
Okay.
So now, when I spoke to you last time, I still didn't. Were you getting a paycheck from the Ukrainian military, or are you not allowed to answer that?
Because I was serving, we got paid through the previous bank system. So yeah, we got a monthly paycheck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I had an interesting conversation with Crowdsource the Truth and a guy by the name of Lee, and he was we actually kind of agreed with you on this point, on the mercenary point.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard any more details about this? Have you
serving or
no? Have you heard anything else about an appeal or anything?
I know my appeal's been. I'm waiting to speak to my lawyer to see the outcome of that.
Okay. All right. And is your lawyer? Is he a pretty good guy?
Yeah, I'd say he's a good guy. He's done quite a lot for me.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Now, you've been with the Ukrainian military since 2018.
Yeah.
And you've been stationed on basically, from what I read, your unit was just to the west of Donbass.
Southwest.
Southwest, right. Right. So, but you've been there for 2 years, and I'm just curious. So in your job, you were a mortarman, correct?
I only transferred to the mortar unit back in the end of summer last year.
Uh-huh.
And we went for deployment back at the end of November. So I was in Donbass as a mortarman for 3 months.
Okay. All right. And what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was in an aerosol company. I was grenadier.
Oh, okay. Grenadier. I'm just curious. Did your mortar unit hit any targets in Donbass before the invasion started? Before Russia's special operation?
I know the mortar unit. They fired two or three times back in, I think it was December time. Back when there was a bit of a skirmish between a position and one of our Ukrainian reconnaissance guys got killed.
Uh-huh. All right. So a lot of people have said that you being with the Ukrainian military, you should have known about what Azov was all about before that. How do you respond to this?
This is one that I've seen myself. When I've read through some other comments, this is actually a good response to that. When I joined, we had the peace ceasefire, so-called apparent ceasefire.
Uh-huh.
So on the front line was pretty normal, in regards to there was no offensive going back and forth. I never had any contact with the Azov guys on the front line really until the special operations started, when we were moving about places and that's when we were able to like see them like firsthand and not just from what the media says.
Right. And now, has it been only a legal proceeding? Have you had any contact with like representatives of the Donetsk People's Republic unofficially for any other reason? Maybe to try to strike some kind of plea deal or something?
Well, what do you mean by official contact? Like with lawyer or? Yeah,
like with your lawyer. Like have a lot of times, like in the American criminal justice system, right? They will charge you formally, and then your lawyer can contact the prosecutor basically and say, look, we will agree to this and this and this, but here are our conditions, and here's what we want. And I was just wondering if you guys had.
Well, I'll have to ask my lawyer next time.
Oh, okay. And how have you been treated since the last time I spoke to you?
Everything's just been the same as always, like normal. Like I get food, I get water, like the detail. They're doing everything that's required within like the Geneva Convention. Like like when I first came, like 3 months ago, like I needed a new set of clothes, obviously. I got given that. Like I get soap to like wash, out of the toilet. Like it's pretty like normal basic necessities.
What do you do? I mean, what is your average day like? You wake up.
Yeah.
What?
Basically, I wake up. Majority of the time, I just wake up, listen to the radio, eat, and then eat again. Like eat, sleep, repeat, radio, wash. Shave.
Wait, so what time do you wake up? I'm just curious. Like, is there a set time? Like, do they ring an alarm at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock and you have to be up, or is it just when you happen to get up?
I guess about 6, and then around 10, like I go to sleep.
Oh, okay. And like, do you have to get up at 6, or how does that work?
Yeah, so everyone, like all the prisoners, get up at 6, and then they go to sleep at 10.
Oh, okay.
Right, we have the radio to listen to, so we get to listen to like music or like or whatever like's on the news. Got
it. Are you one person in a cell? 2 people in a cell? How does it work?
Two people in a cell. The radio it plays into the cell, like we have no control over it.
Ah, okay. Got it. So you guys aren't like getting in fights over changing the channel?
No.
Do any fights ever happen there?
Not any fights, but I've been having arguments with my cellmate because he's adult, and I've been like questioning some of the stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
Talking about Mariupol.
Yeah.
Basically, he calls me British Naomi because like we don't like each other. And I just say he's Medved SS, like dog. I was speaking to him about I was interested because he said he was in the unit like Medved SS. I don't know what Medved stands for, but like SS. Like I've never heard of it until he told me.
Is it a Nazi thing?
Apology, but like it's obvious like what that's meant to be referenced to.
SS. Ah, interesting.
I think Medved, I can't remember the rough translation, but I think it's like that.
Ah, Medved.
Yeah, Medved.
Yeah, Medved. Yeah, it's a bear. So
this guy, like when he first came, I was talking with him, and I was like asking him about his unit, like Med SS, and like I asked him like what does the SS stand for, and then he was like something like SEAL something, and I was like what SS is, right? And he he was like, no, it doesn't mean that. He's like, what does this mean? And because like, why would you put SS there if it wasn't meant to imply it? And because also you're with the adult side, like it's a bit suspicious that it's like called SS.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's a little shady, man.
He knows my political opinions. Like I told him, like I'm anarchist and I fought with the Kurds in like Syria, and his like response was that I'm basically a communist, basically.
Well, there's a damn big difference between an anarchist and a communist.
Yeah.
So, well, whatever. So he was with what? He was with Azov, or what was he with?
I tried asking. He doesn't speak English, so like our conversations are like pretty much like very basic broken Russian.
Gotcha.
But I don't like him because he seems like I asked him like, "Do you want to speak to your family?" It was like basically pop with like, "I don't need to speak to my family," and he was basically an idiot. Well,
it happens, man. Once again, has anybody asked you to make this call? Are you being coerced by the guards or any?
No, I asked to do this call with you last week. We arranged for it for this week, so
okay.
I was able to ask my lawyer to view the phone again.
Yeah. All right. Just checking. Dude, your interview's getting a lot of traction. It's been run in Germany, and in America. Lots of people are very interested in your case. I think you know this. There's a lot of people on, for instance, Reddit, and they are like they're calling them like Reddit warriors, and they are coming over to Ukraine, and they're finding out that it's not exactly as they're being told. What do you have to say to those people?
The idiots, which people? The people that come over, or the people that are
the people that are thinking about it?
If they're thinking about coming here, they're idiots. I remember briefly when I had internet just before I surrendered. I remember I saw an article about one of the people that came to like Ukraine, and like I think it was like the first week they were in Lvov, and they were at one of the military. He got hit by a missile, and they went home. And I don't understand like what people expect to like happen when they come to a war zone.
I know, right? It's like I think they think that they're going to get a bunch of guns. They're going to be fighting against a bunch of dumb Russians who have no idea what they're doing, because that's exactly how they're portraying them in the American media.
I mean, like I said, like the past 4 years, I've been serving, like during, like, I mean, people will agree to disagree, but like it's been like it was mostly peace, like at least in my area. So like as soon as the operation started, like I didn't want to be a part of that because of my wife, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Well, look,
it's not something.
It's after it started. I mean, obviously you had to fight. And my question is this: the soldiers that you went up against of the Donetsk People's Republic and the Russian army, how were they? I mean, because you've seen a lot of fighting.
Just repeat that quickly.
I said you've seen a lot of fighting in your life. I mean, from Syria to here, and I'm just curious. What is the how do you find the stereotype of the Russian army? How they're disorganized, they're incompetent, they don't know how to fight. What's your opinion? What's your opinion as somebody who actually went against them?
For anyone that says that,
yeah,
I asked them to look at the map, and I asked them to look at the map of Ukraine and like tell me which territory is now Russian and which territory is still Ukrainian. It took Russia, I'd say, roughly maybe a week for them to take the Crimea corridor and then encircle us in Mariupol. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to do that if they were disorganized.
The West sending weapons and prolonging this war. Biden has said that he is going to stick he's going to stick with giving Ukraine weapons for as long as it takes. What's your opinion on this? Do you think it's prolonging unnecessary suffering, or what's up?
I remember, last time I mentioned about when I found out about the peace process that was ongoing in Turkey, about how that basically didn't happen. I said about Russia offered a good deal to the Ukrainians. I thought it was a good deal. So, as I said last time, money of this, obviously, there's a quote, I can't remember exactly, but there's a quote that soldiers on both sides are the innocent ones, and the people in power basically are the ones that make the profits and get the medals. I can't remember the exact quote from it. But Joe Biden offering to send weapons to Ukraine continuously, money's being made somewhere from that, regardless of however they try to say their intentions are.
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of cash being made. A ton of it.
Me personally, the first day of the operation, Ukraine should have just left all of Donbass and Lugansk. That was probably the best thing that they could have done. But instead they chose to go to Mariupol and chose to defend the city, which I don't understand the logic in it. There's a word in Russian. I can't remember the exact word, but there's a word, basically the commanders who only think about rank being promoted and taking more money from promotion.
Yeah.
That sort of mentality.
Yeah. When you were there, did you see other people trying to get the hell out of the Ukrainian military? Because, obviously you were smart. You knew what was coming, and you tried. Did you see other commanders and things like this, people in higher positions, saying that people need to run?
I know some of the one of the guys I was with in my unit, I said to him we're going to try and desert. But obviously, I said, when the time came for us, we just didn't know what route was safe to take, because if we do desert and we end up getting captured, we know we'll be status as deserter, we wouldn't be exchanged forever.
Yeah.
I know some of the, I think it was 2 officers or 3 officers from my battalion, they deserted during our time in Mariupol. And in total, I think there was about 7 or 9 people, as far as I'm aware, that deserted during the Mariupol siege.
Interesting. All right, well, look, I know you're short on time. I'm going to end this interview, but, I hope everything works out.
I've got my experience from, beforehand and then also afterwards. I know what the reality is. I've told you before, I've seen stuff that beforehand I didn't really, believe, and I think the biggest thing that can happen is that I can use my experience to try and sway the opinion of others who don't believe it, because as I said before, there's others out there that know the information and speak about this information, but people in the West, they tend to be more naive and they won't believe something unless it comes from someone that they can trust. The best, I think that's the best way I can do to redeem myself and thank the people of Donbass, even though some people won't forgive me. The best I can do is try to redeem myself by telling people the truth and basically doing what I can to help the next people.
Yeah. Well, I got an open mind, man, and I hope other people do too.